if you look at the map that we have here, this is an exciting time for the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. If you look at it, that looks like the bow on an Easter package for us. That is the largest unbroken coastal forest tract left in the southern part of the Mississippi Valley. This 30,000 acre addition to our Maurepas WMA will now have us well over 100,000 acres that will serve as a buffer for the hurricane effects of South Louisiana, but more importantly, it will give tremendous recreational opportunities, bird watching opportunities, fishing, and the preservation and conservation of a treasure, an American treasure. Mr. Davis is a dedicated conservationist. I've enjoyed visiting with him so much. He is my kind of guy, for lack of a better word, and he saw clearly that the highest and best use of this is to preserve it and to have it available in perpetuity for the enjoyment of all those who treasure the outdoors. This is our sportsman's paradise, and it will ensure that a real key component to our sportsman's paradise will remain forever in public hands and available to the public to use.
But this Coastal Forest Initiative and this program will allow us to protect forests, coastal forest habitats that have a significant impact in reducing and attenuating storm surge. Again, I was talking to John earlier, in St. Bernard Parish and others. This is just another example of the resource that provides not only an ecological benefit, but also a benefit to the people in the community and the assets around here. It also will provide protection, the Coastal Forest Initiative, to rare and historic habitats that need protecting and are threatened right now. The conservation and restoration of Louisiana's coastal wetlands and wooded cheniers and natural levee forests are critical to the sustainability and ecological diversity of South Louisiana. And much of Louisiana's coastal forests face threats from land loss, sea level rise, deforestation, human activity, and others that have led to the degradation of our state's coastal forests. And this Coastal Forest Initiative is an overall strategy to restore and protect and conserve Louisiana's coastal forest systems, which include the barrier live oak forest, salt dome hardwood forest, natural live oak hackberry forest, bottomwood hardwood forest, natural levee and chenier forest, and mixed hardwood pine forest and bald cypress tupelo forest, which are critical habitats and are significant not just to coastal Louisiana and not to Louisiana as a whole, but this is a resource and a valuable habitat that's critical and important to the nation and the resources of which we're trying to protect.
You've heard this in some of the previous comments, but this project, what sets it apart, at least in my mind, is the multiple benefits that are derived. You've heard some of the benefits about storm surge protection, increased outdoor recreation for the citizens of Louisiana. What this also does, as you see on this map, it begins to connect a conservation landscape. Secretary Barr mentioned this particular WMA is now at over 100,000 acres. What that does is connect approximately 140,000 acres of protected lands for wildlife and, obviously this coastal wetlands in Louisiana are sensitive habitats that deserve protection mechanisms and protection means in place. I would also say that the wildlife benefits that this project derives are really associated with multiple species, particularly migratory species, certainly several T&E species that were mentioned, and not to mention the aquatics that rely on these areas, these wetlands, as nursery grounds.
The foundation was created to be the means by which individuals and corporations could actually help partner with the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries and the Commission to make projects like this come to fruition. There aren't budget dollars available for them, so we try to raise funds, have them available and accessible to use for special projects such as this acquisition. After reviewing the proposition that Ray and Mr. Davis brought to the department, I was invited in to join them and help evaluate the project. it was exciting. The opportunity to pick up a large tract like this and fill out, if you will, the gap in this particular wildlife management area was just a real gemstone to be able to add to it.